Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy with another educational video. Today we're going to be talking about the best stretches for the neck. If you're new to these videos, welcome. If you've been watching for some time, welcome back as always. If you get value out of these videos, please like, share, and subscribe, and let's jump right into it. So why is the neck even relevant? So the reality is for most of the population, more and more people than ever are using a computer, they're using a phone, and then even after that, if they are gaming, going on the computer, maybe if you're a student and you're listening to this and you're studying a lot, all of these things mean people are longer hours in front of the computer, but also it means that more than ever, we're seeing people with things like stiffness in the neck and shoulders. If it gets bad enough, it can even lead to things like headaches. It can even potentially cause numbness and tingling in the arms and hands. So it's just something we should adapt with. As I said, computers are obviously not going to go anywhere. As I share this information with you, if you are a patient in my office, and you have any questions, please ask us on your next visit. If you're listening to this and maybe you're working with another healthcare practitioner, this should be a complement to what your healthcare practitioner is doing. And as always, all this information should be helping you feel your best. If you're doing anything and you feel uncomfortable, obviously stop and talk to your healthcare practitioner about that. So let's go into more detail. So why is this part of the spine important? Obviously, the entire spine, the entire body is important. When we look at the spine, this is the most powerful. So this we know regulates almost everything in the body. So we are talking like your mental well-being, your emotional health. We are talking about things like breathing regulation, your posture. It's a very powerful part of the body. Your blood pressure, it's incredibly important. So we want to protect that area. And again, long hours. I mean, people are literally on computers for hours and hours throughout the day. When they finish that, then they may go on their laptop, they may search on the internet, then they jump from that to going on their phone. It's just becoming more and more relevant. So we have to find ways to adapt to that. So a couple of things I'm going to say with stretching in general, the stretches I'm about to show you, if you can start and end your day with that, that would be fantastic. And then once you start doing your work, or if you're studying and you're listening to this, I would definitely recommend at least every hour taking a break to do these stretches. Again, whatever you can do. Sometimes if it's really intense, it may be 2 hours, but the goal would be at least every hour taking some kind of break. You want to do some deep breathing as well. The more relaxed you are, when you're breathing properly, you're less tense. When you're relaxed and you're breathing properly, obviously the muscles will operate at a better level. Another thing as well, when we're doing our breaks and to hydrate the muscle groups, it helps the nerve system as well. Drinking water is always going to be a positive. It brings down the inflammation. It hydrates the body, which we need. So let's get into the stretches. So when we look at the stretches, mainly if we're using our computer or our phone, we're going to be in this position, and that's very hard on the posture. It's going to affect your energy. It's not a good thing. So we want to really focus on the main stretch. Would be anytime you get a chance, we're constantly want to go into what we would call extension. Now, I've seen other stretches, and a lot of people will advocate going forward. Personally, for me, I think it's much more critical if we're also talking about stretches that help the neck, and specifically for someone on a computer all day or maybe driving all day. What I would say is let's focus on this. This is the main thing we can do for the body. You can do this seated if you feel comfortable. You can do this standing. And what I would say is we're just going to have it go back. Literally start with 5 or 10 seconds. Eventually, if you can do 30 seconds, and if you can go beyond that, all the better. Generally, from what I've read, we need to hit 30 seconds to really open up the body, but listen to your body. The golden rule with stretching is you should feel good after you do that. So the main one I would say is this. I would personally avoid going forward, in my opinion, because we want to counteract that. The other stretch we want to do is just having as far as we can, going side to side, doing the rotational movements. Always good for the body. It keeps it healthy. By the way, stretching, another benefit with that, besides taking pressure off the nerve system, you're also opening up the joint space. So there's less grinding, there's less degeneration, was obviously always going to be a good thing. Another one of my favorites as well is a lateral bend. So, and I'll put my hands there in a second, I'll explain that. So literally just going from side to side and again holding. And you want to, if you can and you have the time, you don't want to just rush through these exercises. You want to really take your time, gently breathing in, breathing out, taking your time, and get in touch with your body. See what your body is telling you. You might find certain positions which you really feel stiff, and if you can hold longer, others will be easier. And a lot of people usually have some kind of imbalance. So see, it could be that, okay, stretching to the one side is okay, but the other side you feel more stiffness. Spend more time in that area, give it the attention it deserves. And here's what I was going to say as well, to make all of these stretches more advanced. So let's say you're doing these stretches and you're like, how do I take it to the next level? So the secret is using your arms. So for example, if we're doing the extension exercise or we're going backwards, so this would be level 1. Advanced would be getting your hands in the back and then going all the way back like this and holding and looking as far as you can to the roof. If you do this actually correctly, even though it's a neck stretch, when I do this, I definitely feel it in the chest. I actually feel it in the abdomen as well. So that means you're really going to be doing it. Obviously, we're feeling it through here as well. You should be feeling it throughout the spine if you're really doing this properly with the range of motion. So again, if I want to get the most out of it, if I want something a little more advanced, I'll do this. But then if I get my arms in, I can actually go further. And even though this is a neck stretch, and I tell this to my patients, you should really be feeling it at the base of your spine. We're going to go on both sides. So anytime we add the arms, it's going to go further. And then the same concept with the neck when we do something called the lateral bend. This is good. And then this would be advanced, and then more advanced would be actually getting the opposite arm and then just going all the way like this, and maybe you could do both. That'd be very advanced. Of course, listen to your body. I think this should be more than plenty, being more advanced. And with time, you want to start extending it. And again, look at your lifestyle. So you may want to spend more time in the morning, spend more time in the evening if you know your day is going to be too busy. If you're more flexible, you might even say, you know what, in the morning I'll do a brief one and then do that one multiple times throughout the day. And always remember something too, we all have different points in life. We all have different types of jobs. Something is better than nothing. So someone might be watching this video and say, hey, no problem, I can do this every hour. I have the time with the type of work I do. I can have that kind of break schedule. You might be listening to this and say, I'm lucky if I even eat lunch because my work is so intense. There's so much going on. Then for someone like yourself, I would do morning and nighttime. You may even want to not wait till the nighttime. You want to maybe do before you do the work and after you finish work, So modify. And even if it means you are literally doing a minute in the morning and a minute at nighttime, there's still value in that. I think sometimes people feel like, well, unless I do 15, 20 minutes in the morning and 15, 20 minutes at night, yes, that's good, but something's better than nothing. And literally, if you stretch once a day, that's still also helpful. Another thing I was going to mention as well is the doorway stretch. So always remember with the neck, what's going to pull that forward? So we have muscles over here in the front, the chest area. So the other thing you can do as well in the doorway, I love this one. You can just lean through the doorway. The hands would be through here. You're pushing through the doorway. And then you can literally even have the different positions. So this would be position A, B, and C, and you're just pushing through. Really feels good. You could have the head go back, and when I do this, really good. Yeah, I feel it in the neck. I literally feel it in my low back. So realize with the neck stretches, if you're really doing it well, you should feel it throughout the spinal column. You should actually feel it in the base if you're doing it properly. The other thing I would ask you to consider is if you're having any issues with the neck as well, I would say maybe depending on what you're feeling, the general principle I teach my patients is that if it's a lot of stiffness, heat seems to help. And if it's a sharp pain, you want to do more cold. So maybe also when you finish work, what you could do at the end of your workday is just take a shower and then maybe do some light stretches while you're showering. And then again, if it's more stiff, you want to do more of a hot shower and a colder shower. And if you're uncomfortable with that, maybe not with a cold shower, if you're feeling sharp discomfort, wrap up some ice in a towel, and then put this over here. And generally, listen to your body. Maybe for you, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, but use your judgment with that as well. All of this will really help. And another thing is, if you're listening to this with discomfort, you obviously want to start stretching. As you get better, think of stretching as brushing your teeth. I mean, it's just something you do on the regular. You want to take care of it, and don't wait till you're in pain. When you feel good, you should still be stretching, because the thing I also tell my patients is that when you're stretching on a regular basis, it's like you're putting credit in the bank. And then one day, if there is something strenuous, your body's ready for it, opposed to just saying, okay, I'm fine for a few months. Oh, now I'm going to start stretching. Now I'll be proactive. It's not the way to operate. We should be stretching on a daily basis. It's really good for the spine. Your whole health level will just go to a whole different level, obviously much, much better. So I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, again, If you did get value out of this, please like, share, and subscribe. Every Monday, I'll come out with a new video to help you and your friends have the best quality of life possible. I hope life is going amazing with you, and God bless you.